So I should put a little disclaimer on here.
With caution.
I'm not qualified to give legal advice.
Or security advice.
Yes. Again, and something else you can include on there is warranties. So if you get, if you change your tires and, instead of keeping, they might need the actual physical receipt, but if you scan it or take a picture of it, that would be easier. Guarantees, equipment, this applies to equipment or just, serial numbers, anything that you'd want to keep track of for later use, you can enter there for easy access. And again, the widget is awesome to right away be able to enter any of this information using your phone. This is pretty cool idea of how you can use Evernote. This is available on your iPhone or Android phones. I don't think you can use it with BlackBerry yet, but I'm sure they're working on that. You can geotag or upload GPS coordinates with a specific note. So you can use that if you're parking in a very large parking lot, you can upload the GPS coordinates for that, where you parked your car, and it knows exactly where you are. This particular screenshot is from somebody, I think, who was trying to keep track of all the different spots they like on that particular street, so that whether they're restaurants or bookstores, whatever, you can, you can create GPS tag wherever you are and enter your notes. That way, you can share it with somebody. You can say, hey, I was just in that street, or I was in that city, I would recommend these places. Or hiking trails, if you're interested in hiking trails, you can upload GPS coordinates of areas that you enjoy, or so maybe you don't get lost, as you're hiking. And I know some of us here are Evernote users, so what other ways are you using Evernote right now in your personal business life? Yes?
Just personal, but I tend to be around different parts of town, and so if I have errands, things I need to run, if they're not urgent to do right then, I put them in there, and then when I'm out and about, I just look and I go, oh, is there something in this area that I can just take up while take care of while I'm here? Or if there's things I need from the store but not urgently, I'll be like, oh, I'm near a grocery store, look, what do I need? So stuff like that.
My mom sent me this recipe and I put it in Evernote, and then I was out and I was thinking, what do I need to buy for that? And I just pulled it up on Evernote, and I couldn't remember what she called it. So I put some ingredients that I knew were in that, and boom, there it was.
Wow.
It was awesome.
On a business side of things, I use Evernote to keep track of all the hours that I work for Smart Group. I just go in on my phone or my computer whenever I'm doing something for Smart Group, and I put in the time that I started and then I put in the time that I ended. That way I don't overcharge.
Undercharge. Or
That's
undercharge.
right.
That too.
Believe me, she does not undercharge.
Oh,
That's not a challenge.
true.
Anybody else is using it for something different?
Well, I had to go to the grocery store the other day, and I'm good with 3 items, but when it gets to 4, I have to write it down, so I just put all 4 in Evernote, or 5, whatever it was, but it went above 3.
That's great.
Easy.
It's great for researching things, because you can put, if you're researching one particular thing, you can just kind of collect everything in one place until you're ready to do whatever you're ready to do with it. Or putting my to-do list in there, because it's there. I can type something in right before I leave the house, and then while I'm out, it's right there. It's just, it's so handy.
What I recommend Steve, were you going to say something?
Oh, it was kind of similar, like if I find cool articles, and sometimes I find a bunch of them all at once, I can't read them, I just save them and supposedly go back and review them. Sometimes I forget they're there. It's like, oh yeah, I had all these articles I wanted to read, instead of bookmarking.
Now, with this program, can you use it as like a calendar, so to speak, like 12 o'clock on Friday, Smart Group, type of thing?
I noticed there's a widget you can upload. It's called Alarm, and I haven't tested it, but I think it does. That's what it does. So that's what it tries to do to make it to send you reminders. And
It's specifically for this?
for Evernote,
For Evernote,
yes,
okay.
yeah. And one thing.
Alarm.
Oh, actually, I was going to go into that a little bit. But if you go to Evernote.com, they have a link at the top called Trunk, and in that, or the Trunk, and in there they have all the different things you can add on to your Evernote, whether that's on your computer or your phone or your tablet. Also, Evernote.com is a great resource. It shows case studies and shows how people are using it. I think the recent one was, I know you shared one recently, I can't remember, but one on their vlog right now is how a cartoonist who works with
yeah.
his wife as a team, I think that's the most recent blog post they have, is how they're using Evernote to make things easier. And again, it talks about collaboration between the two, images they see that inspires new ideas for their comic, for their comic strip, and so on. So it shows you real life examples. I think they're pushing now also using it in schools. There's a whole series on how students use it, how teachers use it. I haven't read into details, but it gives you, and as you go through this, it might give you ideas on how you can use it for your own personal or business needs. I think most of those examples, tips, and case studies are on their blog. There's a product called Evernote Essentials. It's $25, and I think if you're really interested, nothing in there you can't find for free, but I just purchased it because it seemed really cool, and actually the person who wrote it he's very funny. So, and it comes out across in his writing. So, if you're interested, you can do that.
Why is the URL Connexon?
Because it's a short URL.
That's a bit.ly.
Because that's your URL?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Oh,
Because it's
okay.
otherwise it's a long URL. And then also on Evernote.com, there's other Evernote products. Sketch, I mentioned that, but they have device specific. So there's Evernote Hello for the iPhone. If you have an iPhone, this is designed to keep track of contacts and people you know. It's not available to all devices yet, but they have different devices or different apps or different add-ons for depending on the device that you have.
And in the bottom left corner, they cycle through a bunch of different stuff, and I've noticed while I'm sitting here that Sketch and Hello
Uh-huh.
and a bunch of different
And the
things.
scanner's on there too sometimes, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm. Right.
are popping up.
Right. And if you're a premium subscriber, you can turn that off. So I think what we're talking about is on the desktop app, you'll see on the bottom left, there's a small box of ads, but you can turn that off if you're a premium subscriber, but it's not very intrusive. It's not intrusive at all, I should say. But anyway, so this is my contact information. If you have any questions about this presentation or something else, please get in touch with me. And I think this is it.
And we'll upload the slideshow on SlideShare and the website right away,
Oh, okay.
this afternoon if you want.
So now everything's going to the